Hi guys, welcome back almost 7 years later, haven't changed a bit, to catch up on the love affair between the D-Box and the Apollo. This year, we're looking at the D-Box Plus and the Apollo X8. Some has changed, a lot is the same, let's go over it. You might notice that I still get my computers from a fruit stand. You might also notice that the Apollo X8 has the exact same connectivity as the Apollo, original one, except for one detail. It's no longer FireWire, it's Thunderbolt 3. My fruit stand computer is also a Thunderbolt 3, so I can connect directly from the back of the Apollo into the computer. That's the data connection right now. No longer FireWire, Thunderbolt 3. Another novelty beyond the Thunderbolt 3 thing is USB. This is the D-Box Plus. The D-Box Plus, amongst other languages, speaks USB. So you can connect the USB connector of the D-Box straight to your computer. You can now listen to the output of your computer, YouTube, Spotify, whatever your poison is, through the D-Box converters with one button. I'll show you later. That's it for the computer connections. One Thunderbolt 3, one USB, rockin'. Let's talk about the audio connections. I've already connected my speakers. This is the monitor output of the D-Box Plus, and this is what my speakers are connected to. It's already connected. Now I'm going to take care of the summing. Since the D-Box Plus has an 8-channel summing and the Apollo X8 has 8 channels line out, that's why it's such a beautiful love affair. So I'm going to connect this 8 TRS into the 8 lineouts of the Apollo X8, and we can speed this up because it's like watching paint dry but louder. All right, so the 8 lineouts of the Apollo X8 are connected to this, and I'm connecting this into the sum input of the D-Box Plus. Yes, these are important, screw them in. So now I need to connect the sum output of the D-Box Plus back into the Apollo X8. To do so, I need 2 TRs. I like to use input 7 and 8 on the X8 for the return of the sum, because input 1, 2, 3, 4 could be used as microphone inputs, or the DI in the front for 1 and 2. Another thing you need to do is to connect the monitor outputs of the Apollo X8 and connect that to the analog inputs of the D-Box Plus, which I'm going to do right now. One more thing is to connect the SPDIF digital output of the Apollo X8 into the D-Box Plus AES input. And yes, you can connect a SPDIF output to an AES input. Nobody's going to sue you. Let's summarize. We have 8 line outputs coming out of the Apollo X8 going into the sum input of the D-Box Plus. The D-Box Plus, that's the summing. The sum output of the D-Box Plus goes into line input 7 and 8 of the Apollo X8 so I can record my sum audio. Then the monitor outputs of the Apollo X8 are going into the analog inputs of the D-Box Plus so I can monitor the console in real time with no latency. And the digital output of the Apollo X8 is going into the D-Box Plus digital input so I can monitor my whole thing through the D-Box Plus converters. Make sense? Let me show you how to use all that stuff.